Hey guys, here it's almost midnight, my time, so I'm gonna do my review of Final Battle 2011, which just finished, as a matter of fact. So, let me get started. It starts off with uh, Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, Jim Cornette, and a host of others in the ring. And some very good news actually coming from this. This event set the record for the largest gate in Ring of Honor history, which is very good news. I can't wait to find out what the numbers are for this, but it should be really good. Also, they announced that more than likely this is the largest viewed Ring of Honor Internet pay-per-view event in history in the 2 years that they have done Internet pay-per-views. So really, that's some really good news for Ring of Honor to start off, not only this pay-per-view, but really to end the year to get the largest gate in the company's history and the largest viewing audience since they've started doing Internet pay-per-view 2 years ago. So the opening match is Michael Elgin against T.J. Perkins. I thought this was a good match. I thought it was a good opener. It really showed that Michael Elgin, is still this dominating monster that, can't really be taken down a lot. And T.J. Perkins, I've been a fan of his for the last number of years. He's really come a long way. From 2004, 2005. He's really come a long way. And I posted on Twitter, and I'll talk about the whole Twitter thing at the end of this video. I said that Truth Martini, he looked like the Mad Hatter tonight. He really did. He just looked absolutely weird. But Michael Elgin went over, got the win. And he's looking strong. He really looks strong going into 2012. Can't wait to see how he fixes into the title picture for Ring of Honor. Next match, a very interesting match. Tommaso Ciampa against Jimmy Rave. The old Crown Jewel versus the new Crown Jewel. And Jimmy Rave got a nice reception. I was a little bit surprised. I gotta admit that. Kevin Kelly did mention during the match that Jimmy Rave had landed in New York today after being in India. Of course, he didn't mention it was for TNA India. I'm still trying to figure that out. And you know what? I'm gonna go off track real quick. I actually saw the picture of the set. Damn, their set looks a lot better than the one back in Orlando. Holy crap! But Jimmy Rave, sporting the beard, came or landed today after a long flight from India, said he was not going to miss this event. And he looked good. I haven't seen him wrestle in quite a while, but he looked good in the match. The ending, I enjoyed the ending to the match. Jimmy Rave was going to hit another move when Prince Nana pulled out his old robe that he used to wear when he was in the embassy. Took that or shoved that away from Prince Nana. R.D. Evans came into the ring, got thrown out over the top. Ernesto Osiris held Jimmy Rave. Mia Yim came in, accidentally kicked Osiris. Rave threw Yim out to the floor, and then Tommaso Ciampa came in, hit his finishing move, 1, 2, 3. Ciampa defeats Jimmy Rave. Then the next match was the triple threat match, the triple threat elimination match, I might add, for the TV title. Jay Lethal defending the belt against El Generico and Mike Bennett. And Maria Kanellis, yes, that Maria from the WWE, was at ringside. Behind the scenes, Mike and Maria are indeed dating. So I had to give my Yolanda reaction, just booing the hell out of Mike Bennett. And I tell you, Bennett comes off really, really good as a heel. I think he's going to be great in 2012. He's on his way, I think, to being one of the top heels in Ring of Honor, and he's definitely improved from, the beginning of this year up to now. He's really improved. He's, a better wrestler than he was a year ago. Very good on the mic. And somebody tweeted to me during the match, in 3 years do I see Mike Bennett in WWE? If he stays healthy, and I say absolutely. He's got the look that WWE likes. He's got mic skills, and he's really got that look that WWE truly admires. Now, I like the beginning of the match where Bennett waited on the outside. Lethal and Generico were going to start the match. Bennett comes into the ring, hits Lethal, goes to the outside. So Lethal and Generico try it again. Bennett comes in, hits Generico, rolls back to the outside, and then he does it one more time but gets caught. And it's a really good, long match. I mean, it's about 20-plus minutes before we get a first elimination. And there's some very good, highlight moves in the match. Generico hitting a splash on Lethal, then doing the dive through the middle and bottom turnbuckle to hit the Tornado DDT on Mike Bennett. Jay Lethal hitting, his flying elbow drop, which he calls Hail to the King, which was pretty cool. And then the finish of the match came quick, but it was timed perfectly. Bennett rolls up Generico, Schoolboys, has a hold of the tights, 1, 2, 3, El Generico eliminated. Then Jay Lethal comes back in the ring, goes to the ropes, hits a jumping ace crusher, which was called Lethal Injection. I like the name of that move. That's a very clever name. 1, 2, 3. Jay Lethal wins, stays TV champion. I was a little bit surprised. I thought Bennett would go over in that match. I thought Bennett would, win the title tonight, but I'm not disappointed. I thought it was a good match. Jay Lethal has improved a lot, and the fans were really behind Jay Lethal in this match. But like I said, Mike Bennett looks good. I can't wait to see what he does in 2012. Then we get the most violent match. Well, let me take that back, because there is another match that's pretty violent. But it's Steve Corino against Kevin Steen. No disqualification. Jimmy Jacobs is the referee for this match. My God, what a battle. What a war that was. There were, chair shots, punches thrown. The barricade got involved. Tables, chairs. At one point, Corino was bleeding down the side of his ear. I couldn't tell if that's the ear that he lost his hearing from many years ago. But it was just such a violent match. Not as violent as Steen and Generico from last year's final battle. I don't think any match could ever top that. That was just the most bloodiest, violent match I've ever seen in my life. But here, you really got what you expected and a little bit more. Jimmy Jacobs reluctantly counted the 3. Kevin Steen back in Ring of Honor. After that, Steen got on the mic. He said he was going to do 3 things. 1, beat Steve Corino. Check. 2, he went after Jimmy Jacobs with the package pile driver. And then 3 was go after Jim Cornette. And as he was about to do that, here comes El Generico running into the ring. Generico and Steen. First time in a Ring of Honor ring in a year. And it's like as if that feud never ended. They punched each other. They were going crazy. And then to show that Kevin Steen was back, Steen hit a package pile driver from the apron through the table on El Generico, leaving Generico out. That was very well done. I really wonder if Steen and Generico will feud again, because that feud last year was the feud of the year, hands down. Probably the greatest feud I've ever seen in wrestling. And that's coming a long way from so many feuds, so many rivalries, but that one was just so good. So they went to intermission, come back. They did give a quick update that Generico had to be taken to the hospital. Be interested to see what the update, the condition is of El Generico after that. So the next match is the 5-team gauntlet match. The winning team to receive a future shot at the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles in 2012. So the first teams involved are the Bravado Brothers and the team of Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander. I like the beginning of this. I thought it was, a good beginning. You got these two teams, one that's trying to win, and then the other one who's an up-and-coming team. And a little bit of a shocker, Coleman and Alexander eliminate the Bravado Brothers. So the next team is Future Shock, and I really love Future Shock. They are a tremendous tag team. Cole and O'Reilly are just a great combination, a very good tag team. So, those teams go at it for a while. Cole and O'Reilly get the win. They eliminate Coleman and Alexander. Then the fourth team that comes out are the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And what was interesting about this was how they were saying, that, the Young Bucks, ever since they've been back, they've been getting a little bit of an attitude. And, I thought that was very good. Was going to tell a very good story. End comes when the Young Bucks hit their finishing move, More Bang for Your Buck, eliminating Future Shock. So the last team is the All Night Express, Rhett Titus and Kenny King. And, they told the story there where Titus's knee is banged up, but Titus is out there fighting. And the Young Bucks just go, crazy on King and Titus. And I really like the ending of this match where one Young Buck has a spinning toe hold on Titus. The other Buck hits a 450 splash, and the referee stopped the match, and he wasn't going to let Titus continue. So Young Bucks win the gauntlet match and are now the number one contenders to the tag team titles. So the next match is the Roderick Strong Invitational Challenge. Now, prior to this match, Kevin Kelly was talking to Nigel McGuinness, and he was saying how there had been rumors that it was Nigel who was going to be in the match, but Nigel said that it was not going to be him. So Roderick Strong cuts his promo about how he saw the list of guys that ROH sent that they suggested, and he was saying how they're a bunch of has-beens and a bunch of nobodies. So he just wanted whoever counted out so he'd win. And during that, Truth Martini cuts a funny little rhyme, basic, like going like 1, da 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 da, 2, da 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 da, 3, and it keeps going. And as they're about to hit 10, music comes on, and it is the returning Chris Hero. And Chris, it's been a while, because we all thought Chris Hero was going to go to WWE, but apparently he's not now, which sucks, because I think he and Claudio would have been great for that tag team division. This match was okay. I mean, I guess since, you haven't wrestled for so long, for Chris Hero, plus it looks like he added a little bit of weight. I couldn't quite tell. But this match was okay at best. I'm not going to say it was super or terrific. Match ends. Martini gets involved. He gets knocked down, and then Roderick Strong hits his move. 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong goes over. A little bit surprised that Strong got over, especially after finding out that it was Chris Hero that was his opponent. But Strong wins, retains the title. He's not even a champion. So the next match is the tag team title match. The Briscoe brothers against wrestling's greatest tag team. Now, I said this was the other match that was real violent, because Steen and Corino was violent. This match was surprisingly violent. And the fans booed Hoss and Benjamin before the match even began. And then they hit the Briscoes from behind with the tag belts. And what was so weird, but yet it was interesting, was the fact that, during like this 5-10 minute period, Kevin Kelly and Nigel were saying, did they ever ring the bell? Did they ever ring the bell? I honestly had not, I didn't pay attention, that if the bell had ever rung or not. But Hoss and Benjamin, they just get extremely violent on the Briscoes. Chair shots, taking them all over the place, double teams, beating them up. Jay bleeds at one point, and Jay is starting to become the modern day Abdullah the Butcher as far as bleeding goes. But we finally do get a bell after many, many minutes. Like I said, it took a long time before the bell rang. And then at one point, Benjamin had to be taken to the back because the referee, and I do want to point this out, it was Paul Turner, the referee from the Gauntlet match, was the referee for the title match. He had Benjamin go to the back, and a point that they made, which was really good, was that Benjamin was not the legal man in the ring at the time that had happened. So, Hoss is alone 2-on-1. Hoss hits the angle slam, but knocks down the referee by accident. Well, here comes Shelton Benjamin coming back, taped ribs and all, and he gets this board from under the ring, and he breaks it over Mark Briscoe's head, and it breaks in two, and then the whole crowd, they're going, "Ho!" And then they start chanting USA, which is absolutely hilarious. It's like a Jim Duggan tribute. I was laughing at that. But the match ends when Benjamin is knocked out to the floor. Briscoes hit the Doomsday Device on Hoss. Referee gets his senses back together. 1, 2, 3. Briscoes win, are the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions for an unprecedented 7th time as the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. A very big feat in any era of wrestling. To be 7-time Tag Team Champion is impressive. And then the main event, Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards 3 for the Ring of Honor World title. Now, the 2 times that they had met, the first time was last year, the finals of the TV title tournament, which Edwards won. And then, the last time they met was earlier this year at the Best in the World pay-per-view, where Richards won the belt. So each guy is tied, one apiece. This is the 3rd match. So, it could have gone either way. Now, Eddie Edwards had Dan Severn in his corner. Davey Richards had Team Richards in his corner. And I'll tell you, it was a very good technical match for a while. And, it got stiff for a while. A lot of kicks, a lot of punches. They were even headbutting each other many times during the match. Then at about almost the half-hour point, Roderick Strong comes down to the ring, to watch the match. And, he beats up Kyle O'Reilly, beats up Tony Kozina. And then Dan Severn comes, and he beats him up. And then Michael Elgin comes out, and he gets beat up for his trouble. And then Truth Martini, comes out, and he gets carried away. So Team Richards and Dan the Beast Severn have, the House of Truth all the way to the back. So it's Richards and Edwards one-on-one for the rest of the match. And the conclusion of this match, Richards hits 2 full Nelson suplexes on the apron, which should have knocked Edwards out, should have put him out. But Edwards came back, and then Richards hit a series of moves, a series of strikes and kicks that pretty much ended up with Richards getting the win, staying the champion. And I had timed this for a specific reason. The match went 41 minutes and 14 seconds. Davey Richards wins, retains the title. So after the match, Richards is about to cut a promo. Now, during the middle of this promo, Kevin Steen comes out and he mocks Davey Richards. And basically he said how in 2012, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, he's going to take the Ring of Honor World title from Davey Richards. And number 2, he's going to hold Ring of Honor hostage because he is the Antichrist of professional wrestling. And then he says, "Merry Christmas, bitch." So I'm really looking forward to, Kevin Steen and his opportunity at the belt next year. So all in all, I thought this was a very good show, top to bottom. Definitely worth the $15 tonight. Oh gosh, the best match. Probably the probably Richards and Edwards was probably the best match. Although Steen and Carino was real close, and the TV title match was really good as well. Worst match, and like I said, I really hate to give these out because, you know, on a show like this where it's really good, you know, not too many matches should deserve this, but I'm going to give it to Roderick Strong and Chris Hero. It just didn't click for me tonight. But that was the final show for Ring of Honor in 2011. Officially, that is the last pay-per-view in professional wrestling for 2011, unless I'm mistaken, and if I am, somebody please correct me. I can't really wait to see what Ring of Honor does in 2012 from this point on. You got a lot of developments, mainly Davey Richards and Kevin Steen. You know, it's going to happen at some point. Those two are going to meet. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, on the anniversary show, which they announced the date. I think it's March 4th. Excuse me, I think March 4th was the date that was announced. I don't know if it's going to happen during WrestleMania weekend when they're in Florida. It'll be very interesting to see when they announce the day for that match, because I think that one should be on Internet pay-per-view, and that probably will set another record at that time. Also, the tag team title division is going to be very interesting. Briscoe brothers now have the belts. Young Bucks are the #1 contenders. Haas and Benjamin are going to look to regain the belts. The All Night Express, you know, are going to be in the picture. Future Shock's going to be in it. Also, you know, many other tag teams. Got to wonder which new tag teams will come in. Also, the TV title picture looks really good. Jay Lethal is a very good television champion, although Mike Bennett obviously is going to be his #1 contender for quite a while. Also, you know, the development of Michael Elgin, how's he going to go into the picture in 2012? Tommaso Ciampa, the same thing. Ciampa looked good tonight, I thought. Maybe Jimmy Rave comes back. Maybe TJ Perkins is a full-time member of the roster, which I would really approve, because I think TJ Perkins has definitely earned a spot on the roster. A lot of interesting things going to happen in 2012 for Ring of Honor. I can't wait. But all in all, a very good pay-per-view. I definitely recommend you guys go to Go Fight Live, GFL.TV right now, or tomorrow, or Christmas Day, or Monday, whenever. You know, get the replay, watch it, and you won't be disappointed. It is worth your $15, and trust me, you will not be disappointed by Final Battle 2011.